Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm really excited because we're going to be talking business. We're going to be talking about sustainable businesses and what exactly makes a sustainable business. I plan on in the future starting an online store selling / reselling sustainable essentials like water bottles, something like this, like things like this, like canvas bags, but instead of making them brand new, just getting them from thrift stores and then reselling them online in a place where it's more convenient for people. So it's me from the future. As you can see, the background is a little different. Like I said, this video is all about what exactly makes a sustainable business and what businesses can do to be sustainable, so that we as consumers kind of understand the interworkings of a sustainable business and we can support those kinds of businesses instead of supporting Amazon. Please don't shop on Amazon. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Something that literally every business needs and something that a lot of businesses lack in the sustainability realm is their packaging, which is why I'm so happy that today's video is in collaboration with a company called No Issue. And if you've never heard of them, let me enlighten you. No Issue is a brand that is committed to creating sustainable packaging essentials, literally everything from tape, stickers, tissue paper, mailers, literally everything that you can need as a business, especially an upcoming or small business. That's everything that you need to make sure that your packaging has a low impact. No Issue has you covered. And the other cool thing about them is that they also make it super easy to customize it, so you can make it literally fit your brand perfectly. I'm so happy that No Issue actually sent me a bunch of their compostable mailers. Read that, it's in English. 100% compostable. And this isn't just compostable in like an industrial sized compost. You can actually compost this in your backyard if you have a compost like that. So that's just super cool. Rather than using those god-awful, super ugly Amazon mailers, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Those just have such a negative impact on the planet. And the other cool thing about No Issue is that they actually plant trees with your orders. So it's kind of like a win-win-win. And I'm going to be linking No Issue down in the description so that you can check them out and get all of your sustainable packaging essentials. When I start my business, I'm definitely going to be using their packaging to make sure that I'm having a positive impact on all the different parts of my business. So for the rest of this video, I'm going to be talking more about sustainable packaging, sustainable distribution, sustainable everything when it comes to businesses. Not just for businesses, how many times am I going to say businesses, but also for consumers. I don't think we as consumers have a right to be ignorant on the inner workings of a sustainable business, because if we don't know what makes a sustainable business, it's so much easier for us to be greenwashed. And I mean, I actually have a video on greenwashing, but I think it's important for us to know exactly what makes a sustainable business so that we can support those businesses, and when a business isn't actually being sustainable, we can call it out and we won't support them. This video is literally for anyone and everyone. Definitely keep on watching to learn more about what exactly makes a sustainable business, and also click the link down below so you can support a sustainable businesses, helping businesses be sustainable. Basically, the way that I divided up this video was the different parts of the life of an item. Basically, like if you think of like a butterfly and how it has like the caterpillar stage, the cocoon stage, and then like it turns into a beautiful butterfly. That's basically the way that I divided up this video. And it's basically because of a concept called life cycle assessment. Life cycle assessment is basically a way of assessing how sustainable an item is, not just based on what you as a consumer have to deal with, the waste that you encounter with the product and the problems that you encounter, but with all the different parts of an item. This is important not just for business owners, obviously, but also for consumers, because we as consumers need to be looking at items with this like wider lens and making sure that we're buying products that have the most positive impact on all of the parts of the life cycle of an item, and not just the parts that we as consumers see. Before we get into the video, what exactly are the different parts of the life cycle of an item? Thank you so much for asking. I'm just gonna read them off my phone because I did not memorize them. The first one is sourcing, the second one is manufacturing, then packaging, distribution, use, and disposal. If you look at different lists, you can have a couple more or a couple less like Some of these can be divided into different parts. Maybe sourcing and manufacturing can just kind of be lumped together because that's all like the production part of it. I basically just want to give you guys an idea of what exactly a sustainable business would do. Let's talk about sourcing, how you get your materials for your item slash what materials you use. So I think the biggest tip on sustainability when it comes to sourcing of items is keeping it as natural as possible, which shouldn't be that hard. You think a lot of the problems when it comes to the environment and sourcing is when we get into super toxic or like unnatural materials. This fabric is really bad to use because whenever you wash it, you get microplastics everywhere and it's just going into the environment and causing a lot of problems. So we want to stay away from that. There is a natural movement towards sourcing things with less chemicals involved, and I really appreciate that because, like I said, I think one of the biggest problems with materials is materials that aren't natural. But we need to go further than that, and it's really important to not just think natural is always good, because sometimes natural products aren't all made equal. So for example, cotton is very popular, like having natural cotton, but it also uses a lot of water. So this is why it's important that a lot of businesses and like brands, high-tech, what's the word I'm looking for? Startups, that's the word, are coming up with fabrics that maybe feel like cotton, maybe feel like a certain kind of other material, but uses a lot less water and it's less energy intensive. So I think it's amazing that in the sustainability realm, there's a lot of work towards creating fabrics that aren't packed full of like chemicals and microplastics, but also don't use a lot of water like cotton does. So I think that's really amazing and I love to see that. The other thing I wanted to mention when it comes to sourcing is to do your research. This is both if you're a consumer or a business owner, because I know one thing that I was shocked with is the fact that vegan leather also has a lot of problems with it that a lot of people might not know about. So obviously, first thing I wanted to say is obviously I don't support actual leather being used for things. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I think the impact of leather in the environment and in the animals and the people that treat the leather and everything is absolutely atrocious, and I don't support regular leather at all. But vegan leather is also something that I don't really like because like I said, it's synthetic, it uses a lot of chemicals, and it just ends up also having a bad impact on the environment, which is why I think it's important that businesses are once again creating fabrics that look like leather but aren't the kind of vegan leather that's really toxic. So that's great to see, but it's really important to do your research and to not think that just because something is natural, just because something is a vegan version, that it's 100% better. And maybe, as sad as it is, maybe just go for a different material. You might not be able to do leather shoes because all of the leather options are not sustainable, and maybe you're just gonna go with a different fabric. So it's really important to consider all of the options, and maybe consider that maybe none of the options aren't good, because sometimes you just can't win when it comes to sustainability. Second thing I wanted to talk about with regards to sourcing of materials and how to know if you're sourcing sustainably is recycled slash recyclable. I think this is so important. I've said this a lot in my videos and I'll say it again, but I hate recycling. Asterisk. What I mean by that is I hate the way we think about recycling, because a lot of people will continue purchasing plastic bottles because they know they can just recycle it, and it's fine because it's gonna get recycled. But no, I think that's definitely the wrong way to go about it. I think it's really important to reduce our consumption first, and then we can recycle on the end. So I don't think we, at least as of now, can just completely get rid of plastic bottles. We can't completely get rid of paper. We can't completely get rid of, insert another material, glass. We can't get rid of these things from piling up, and we have to do something with them. And obviously throwing them in landfills, not an option. That's just not good. So we have to recycle these things. So this is where businesses come in, because it's really important for businesses to take advantage or to like fight for these recycled materials, especially when it comes to plastic, because it's actually more expensive to use recycled plastic or to recycle plastic into products than it is to just use virgin plastic, which is why oftentimes plastic doesn't get recycled. So it's really sad to see, but I want to see more businesses using recycled plastic and using recycled materials that have already been used, rather than just going out and creating new materials, even if it costs more. I know it costs more, but I think it's really important for the sake of the earth that we use more recycled products in whatever we're using. And speaking of recycled, another big thing is using dead stock fabrics. Like I said, in the future I'm going to be starting an online store, and one of the biggest things that I really want to focus on is using dead stock fabric.
I also just wanted to mention this article that I read on the greenwashing that is happening when it comes to dead stock fabric. It was super interesting, and I'll link it down below. But basically what I mean is using up all those fabrics that you see in thrift stores that end up going to waste. I think thrift stores are a huge point of waste in the fashion industry.
For creating anything, like I want to make like those little pouches for your like your reusable straw and spoons and stuff, like those little pouches, I don't know, like canvas bags, things like that. Not like clothing or anything, but I just want to make sustainability essentials, and I think dead stock fabric is something that is really underutilized, especially when it comes to thrift stores. Like, they throw out so much stuff, and I think it's important for businesses to take advantage of this material that's just floating out there. Like, it's already been created and it's just gonna end up going to waste. So businesses need to do more to use this recycled product. And then on the consumer side of it, we need to actually support the businesses that are recycling things. And by that I don't mean Coca-Cola. I'm tired of these companies that are going to like recycle plastic and then use it to create plastic water bottles. Like, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I think we should recycle plastic and put it into non-single use items. That's what I like to see. I think there's a brand, what's it called? Everlane, that's it. They're basically recycling plastic bottles and turning them into coats. I love that. Like, a coat is definitely something that should be recycled, or something that can be made from recycled materials. I love that. I don't like the idea of recycling plastic bottles and turning them into more plastic bottles. I think that's stupid. Like, why would you do that? So yeah, I think recycling products / using dead stock fabric is really important, and I love to see it. So those were just a couple of my tips when it comes to sustainable sourcing, and next we're going to be doing manufacturing. So basically what ended up happening is that as I was editing this video, I just realized that it was getting super long, and I didn't want this video to be like 40 minutes long, so I'm going to be dividing it into 3 or 4 sections, and this is the end of part 1. So definitely subscribe if you want to see part 2, 3, 4. And I really hope that you got more of an understanding on what exactly makes a sustainable business. I really want to be more helpful and give tangible tips for people. And as a consumer, I think this is also very important knowledge to have so that we can support sustainable businesses. If you actually want to have a good impact on the planet, then definitely check out No Issue and buy those compostable mailers that are going to do a lot better for the planet. Plant some trees while you're at it. So that was it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you ever have any other video, oh my god, I just wanted to show you guys, but look at it. So if you watched my Paris apartment tour, then you probably saw this plant, but it has been growing so fast, and that literally has nothing to do with anything that I was talking about, but I just need to show you guys that because I'm super happy about that. Also, oh, another big announcement, I'm going to be doing 12 days of Christmas. Honestly, I was never considering doing Vlogmas because that's just too much of a commitment, but 12 days of Christmas I think is good enough number of videos to where I can still kind of participate in the holiday cheer on YouTube, where literally everyone posts 3,000 times a day, but I also don't have to give myself too much work. So yeah, I'm going to be doing 12 videos starting on, I honestly don't know, but it's starting next week. I don't know what day it is, but it's 12 days before Christmas, and every single day before Christmas I post a video, and then I also post on Christmas. So get excited for that. I'm going to be doing a Paris morning routine, sustainability tips for the new year, sustainability habits, Paris grocery haul. Just, it's basically going to be part sustainability and then also a lot of videos related to living in France and living in Paris. Also, I wanted to get Paris Q&A, so if you guys could comment down below any questions you have. You can also send them to me through Instagram, but I really want to do a video giving you guys my advice if you also want to move abroad, because I have been getting questions about that. I really want to help you guys, so comment down below if you have any questions, or you can DM me. But yeah, so get excited for 12 days of Christmas. I'm super excited for all the videos coming out, but if you want to see all of them and get notified, subscribe, of course. Join the fam. It's always fun here, and I think that's all I got for today's video. Once again, definitely don't forget to click the link in the description and check out No Issue for sustainable packaging, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.